Alright, here we are, 2024 GSX S1000, first full tire. Got to exchange a back tire already. 5,000 miles almost. It's at 4,600 on the dot right now. If you look at that screen, on the money. Just talk about the bike a little bit, man. I've had it for 5 months, maybe 6 months, 6 months, somewhere around there. Almost a half a year review. We'll talk about pros and cons. Bunch of little birds. Right now I'm on the way to the shop right now to go get the tires swapped out. So I thought this would be a perfect time. Almost a 5,000 mile review. So we'll get into it, man. So when I was first looking, I actually wanted a ZX10. Them bikes are a machine, and everybody knows it. Everybody wants one. ZX10 is like the affordable S1K, right? Agree or disagree, right? Everybody wants a ZX10 or S1K. Overhyped. And then of course everybody really wants the H2. Who doesn't want an H2, right? But me, not a big fan of the S1K. They are beautiful machines, but I feel like they're also overhyped. ZX10s, I just think they just run the 1000cc and 600cc motorcycles. To me, I feel like you just can't get better. I'm not saying there are any better bikes out there, but just power plant wise and the price tag on them and everything you get in a ZX10, and they just run, right? They just move. So I was looking for one of those and could never find one. Sure the heck wasn't buying used, because we see all over the internet of why not to buy a used one. Not to hate on y'all, but at the same time, I just don't trust buying used because of some of y'all. And I just didn't want to take that risk. So I went to a shop and they had a Gixxer 1000. They had an R and an RR. And I'm just sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? Like, I like Suzuki as well. So we'll go with the Gixxer. Went up to this spot, looked at it. I almost said, you know what? Let's do it. But I kept looking at it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just not fully happy with that one because of the color. If I want to spend that money, I want the one that I want. So I'm just not a big maroon guy. Yeah, you can go out, change the color, paint it, wrap it, whatever you want to do, but I don't know. I didn't feel like doing that. I just wanted a bike that I feel like I was more happy about buying. But then they had this thing. Suzuki's naked bike version of the 1000. It has the K5 motor in it, which was one of the power plants from the, I want to say 2006 to, man, I can't remember when they changed it up, but it's one of Suzuki's most lovable motors, really. So they said, you know what, let's bring it back and throw it in a naked bike. Now, I was looking at them and, you know, seeing everything about naked bikes, I'm just like, man, I don't know. But the more I sat on it, looked at it, I'm just like, man, this just feels right. It fit me. It's nice. I just feel much more comfortable on this bike instead of in an aggressive look all the time, right? You got that upright position when you want to relax. And then, I mean, if you want to get down on it, trust me, this thing has plenty of power, but we'll get to that. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to roll with it. I want to get this one. Screw it. It's blue. That's what I more wanted. If I got the GSX-S, the Gixxer 1000, right? I wanted a blue, black, or maybe white, or that gray that they have. Beautiful bike, but just all maroon or red, whatever you want to call it. I'm just, man, beautiful bike, but it just wasn't me. So I took this home. And got on it and started, of course, riding it a lot. As you see, 4,600 miles on it. But so I think I have a nice fair little review. The older Gixxers, the GSX S1000, not a fan of. Most naked bikes, to me, they just don't look good. To me, they almost all look the same, but just have their own little difference in it, and it's pretty much the headlight, right? Well, Suzuki decided to change it up in 24. Their last year model, I think when they brought into 2017 all the way until 23, it just, to me, it was just, no, right? And finally someone said, man, we need to make this thing look more aggressive. And they did. They changed the game. And now finally Kawasaki's doing it with the ZX. With the Z, not the ZX, with the Z. I will say Ducati has a very nice one, and so does BMW has a really nice one too. I will give them that too. BMW is very good about making a bike just look beautiful. Very nice artwork on it, man. That is some artwork on them bikes. So I was like, you know what, out of naked bikes and everything, this bike, just, I love it. So took it home. Nice thing about it is, even out the door, I think I paid 12, just a little over 12 out the door. It still came with auto blip, which means, for the people that don't know, that means you can downshift without a clutch. And it also has a quick shifter, which means I can shift up without a clutch. Look, see? And also downshift. Very nice. One of the most, I love it, right? And the 600s and stuff like that, I don't think it came out in the 24. I have a buddy that has a 600 and he says his don't have it, but I don't know, maybe it was a package thing. Maybe you could. I didn't really look into it. But with all the bells and whistles that it did come with for 12 out the door, I'm like, dude, hell yeah. So I took it, and you're getting 1,000. I love this thing. I promise you, Suzuki, you did a fantastic job on this naked bike. I wasn't a big fan of y'all's last model, but this one, dude, y'all got, I love it. Plenty of torque, of course, and it has, it's got the power. It's got the power. It's got the speed. A lot of people look at it and think, oh man, that bike ain't that fast. No, it moves. It moves. And so it's like a sleeper of bikes, man. This thing is fun. I bet it's almost like the ZH2. I bet that thing is insane. So the pros of it is, even for a naked bike, it's still got plenty of torque. It will get away from you. It is a wheelie machine. I can't do a wheelie right now because my tire is showing cord. That's why we're going to go get some tires. So I absolutely love this thing. I think it's a well-balanced bike. You can maneuver it very easily. I feel like it's very light. I mean, it's if you compare it to naked bikes, I will say it feels heavy. But at the same time, I feel like that weight is just well balanced. I feel like this bike is well balanced. It feels very nice to me. Anyways, I have taken a 5-hour road trip on this thing, all the way from DFW, Fort Worth, I will say just Fort Worth, all the way to West Texas, which is Odessa, Texas. It took me a minute to get there, and a lot of people always complain that naked bikes get a lot more wind. Yes and no, really. When I took that trip, it was not bad at all. And another great thing is I didn't have to keep making stops, my back hurting or something like that. I felt very comfortable. I mean, probably not as comfortable as I would have been on a Harley or some type of cruiser, maybe. I never really drove one, Harley or type of cruiser. But on this bike, all the way from there, from Dallas, or Fort Worth, all the way to Odessa, I got there and still went out with friends and rode. And the next day we did the same thing. I was not tired of this bike at all. I was very comfortable. You can move around on this thing and just feel comfortable. Upright. You want to get some speed, man, just get up. You know, do what you need to. This bike gets there, I promise you. And so making that trip actually made me realize, like, hey, this thing is actually, I'm glad I actually went with this option. Very nice. Very nice. Now some downside, yeah. That's a nice bike. The MOMTs, man, that's another bike that went a little different with their naked bikes, but they've been more in the game, Yamaha. Now some downsides, right? Yeah, you don't get a windshield. It's not a full fairing bike. To me, the wind thing does not bother me. To me, I really don't feel a major difference. I feel like it didn't whip me around like I thought it would, like a lot of people say. But I feel like this bike might be a little bit more aerodynamic than maybe some of the other ones. I don't know. But to me, it didn't really bother me. But I mean, you do get a little wind. But to me, it's not as much as I was expected. So I think that's why a lot of people move away from naked bikes. I promise you, it's not that big of a difference, unless if you are doing 200 miles an hour, maybe that's a difference. But I mean, shoot, I've gotten this thing to 165 and I still felt planted. So I mean, I felt pretty confident still on the bike. Well, let's talk about some downsides, right? What's some downsides? Let's talk about the body first. Them goofy mirrors that they throw on these things, it just kills a freaking vibe on this thing, man. Looking like Dumbo ears on this bike. Like, what is this? I felt like they took some mirrors off of a what would you call that, like a moped or something, and just slapped it on here. It's like, dude, oh my god. I feel like Suzuki, a bunch of y'all need to figure out a better way to make mirrors look better on those bikes. I bought the Rizomas. I love these things. They look good, and I'm not saying you have to throw Rizomas on there because, good god, I mean, yes, they are expensive. But I took the hit with them, and I freaking love these things. Much more aggressive. You can flip them. For the people that don't know, you can flip them like this, flip them up. Much more aggression look. They don't look goofy. They don't look goofy, you know, looking like Dumbo going around down the highway, just killing the vibe. Maybe some end mirrors or something that y'all could come up with that makes just don't look as goofy. Come on. Another little downside. To me, in some RPM range, which, I mean, you probably feel that on most bikes, is the vibration in the pegs. Not too bad, but there is vibration. The quick shifter, the shifting, to me, I mean, it's not terrible, right? It might not be as smooth as some of your high-end bikes, but it's still there. I think it's still pretty nice, right? I think this bike is still pretty easy to find neutral in. Not bad at all. I mean, it's pretty easy. I mean, a lot of people spend days trying to find neutral in that sucker on any bike, right? So, but really, I mean, this thing, if I was to say, man, if y'all want to spend, if you're on a very budget but still want to get on 2 wheels, and you can handle a 1000 and handle the torque and stuff like that, dude, this bike is amazing. Okay, like, if you really don't want to get too, if you're on a budget, or if you're just looking into getting naked bikes, or shoot, I even think this is a good setup bike for a stunt. I mean, some people don't like doing 1000s, I get it, right? Go with the 600s or something like that, but still, I think you can still do this with that bike. I like it. It's got plenty of power. Plenty of power. What are some other things I don't like? One thing I don't like is, I mean, I think on most bikes, or unless if they're the higher end bikes, I wish they would go with some better tires that don't just last 4,000 miles or 5,000 miles. A lot of people think I might be doing burnouts. I always see videos of burnouts just going fail, so I get scared, right? I get a little nervous, or less if I feel in a nice little spot of doing a burnout or something. But I've maybe done one on this bike, and it was just like a quick little one. But man, I feel like these tires went out real quick. But I mean, I don't know. 4,600 miles ain't bad on a bike tire, I guess. Going around in corners and stuff, people probably wonder, how does it feel going around corners? Dude, I feel good going in a corner with this thing. I feel like it does very good in a corner. I don't feel like you have problems. I feel like you feel planted and can go with it, just like a regular super sport bike. You know, whether you're on a Gixxer 1000 or something like that, I feel like you can still cut it pretty good. Still feels nice. Still feels nice. I will, out of most naked bikes, or just if you're buying the Z or something like that, I think this is one of your best options, man. This bike, man, even people out there first getting in, look into naked bikes. You don't have to buy the super sports. You can even get like maybe a 600 or something like this, even a little cheaper. And then you're getting, I mean, 100%, if you have never ridden a bike, that 400 or 500 is the best option. I will give that to you. Learn that brake and throttle control. That is your big thing you need to learn. Brake, throttle, and clutch control. That's what saves you in most situations, well, all situations, right? And then also not having something with so much power, you get scared, and then you whiskey throttle that sucker. That could put you in a bad situation. So find something that you can control and it don't freak you out when something happens. You got control of it. Find that stuff. Find a parking lot and practice. Even when you still been doing it and you upgrade to another bike. Practice. You might have that bike for 2 years. There's nothing wrong with still going to a parking lot and practice that thing. There's things that you can still learn, still maneuver, find, like just treat your muscle memory, right? You're training that thing. And your mind, as soon as you start seeing something, you automatically react. You know, instead of you freaking out and then not knowing how to react, and boom, you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, right? Or even worse, you know. I wish people would stop following these people, like people that are on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all this other stuff, YouTube. Some of them have been riding for a while and understand their bike. Now some of them are newbies and just doing it for clout. Guys, learn your bike before you get crazy, right? If you aren't competent on doing something, don't do it, right? Don't do it. Don't be lane splitting if you never rode a bike and understand that, hey, this van can cut me off, and be ready to pull in your clutch and hit the brake and slow down and find an escape route, right? It happens so fast. It happens real fast. And you just need to be able to react, right? You need to be able to react and be okay in that situation. Because there's, man, all these people running from cops or doing crazy stuff, man. It's not worth it's not worth risking your life. Some people might seem like all depressed and blah blah blah, dude. Like, trust me, the feeling of riding a bike is one of the greatest feelings that you would probably feel. Just like a lot of people say riding a horse, when you come true to your horse in that gallop scene, you know, a lot of people love that feeling. It's like another type of high. Same thing with the motorcycle. You're on this thing and you just feel free, right? It's nice. And I wish a lot more people would get into motorcycle scene, but the correct way. Here I am supposed to be reviewing this bike and going off another route, but this is important stuff to know, right? I got this bike because I felt real good about myself. I've rode bikes ever since I was 4 years old, from dirt bikes, and now we're in the street, right? I still love my dirt bikes, but now I'm trying to teach myself maybe stunt riding. I think that's one of the coolest things that you can. And people, you riding fast, I promise you, it doesn't take as much talent that it does a stunt rider learning how to actually balance that bike and actually maneuver that thing. Like, I'm not saying that it doesn't take skill to be able to control your bike at a certain speed like that, because it does. You have to have your head on a swivel already, and then you're increasing the speed like that and having almost 0 to none reaction time in case something happens is insane. And it does do something, right? But able to control your bike, wheelies, circles, all the stuff that you see these guys doing as stunts blows my mind of what you're able to do on a motorcycle. It's just wild. And some of the stuff that I see people do is like, what the heck, right? But it just takes a lot of time, a lot of practice to actually learn your motorcycle, learn the fundamentals. And then from the fundamentals, you start pushing the fundamentals to a different stage, right? Physics, all about fixes. Man, it's just insane what people do on these things. So, man, just get out there, be safe, be smart. Right, I'm not saying that you can't get out there and be crazy, get a little speed in, because trust me, I do it, but there's a time and place to do it, right? We lose too many young people on motorcycles as it is now, and without us true bikers telling these newbies to come in, the numbers are going to keep increasing and increasing, and to the people that are showing these guys that, you know, if a car cuts you off because you're being dumb and causing the risk and they cut off or something, it's not really just their fault, it's your fault too, because you're breaking the law as well. You know, I'm not trying to sound biased or hateful, but it's the truth. We got to teach these youngers that coming in, or these newbies that are like, man, I always want to do this, but my parents never let me, the right way. Because all over the internet is showing parents why their kids should not be on a motorcycle, right? And we need to change that. We need to change the outlook of that, because that's not what we're about. This is about getting on a motorcycle and actually enjoying something that brings you a whole new feeling of something that a lot of people don't get to experience. It feels good, man, I promise you. Riding a bike is one of the best things you'll ever do. And for the people trying to get into it but are a little scared, I promise you, you will never regret doing it. And to the people that are like, you know, like you might be 18 or 19 and you're like, man, my parents tell me no and I'm scared to do it. Hey, if you live outside your parents' house, you know, it's just like ripping a Band-Aid off, man. Just do it and rip the Band-Aid off. Yeah, I did it. They're not gonna disown you. Maybe. I mean, some parents are crazy like that. You Latina people out there. Like me, it took me, I mean, I was raised on dirt bikes my whole life. But my parents did not want me to touch a street bike at all. And it took me forever to get one. And then finally when I did, I'm like, yeah, I bought one. And you know, I just got that talk of like, you know, just be safe. I trust you, it's just other people I don't trust. Now, you got to do that. You got to learn when to do things and when not to do things, right? Just be safe out there, guys. Get out there, learn. I promise you won't regret it. You'll love it. And you can't have people tell you how to live your life. That's another thing. I hate people that are like, you don't do that because that's just so dangerous. Yeah, well, there's things that you do that are probably not the best decisions either, right? Who cares? Live your life to the fullest. You only get one. You only get one shot at this. Live the things that make you happy and are able to enjoy your life. We only get a short time here, man. So whatever it is that you're like, man, I'm scared to do this because I'm scared of the fail or the repercussions of other family members or the judgment or something like that, hey, you gotta let that go. Let that go, because the time you start being the happiest you ever been in life is when you actually start doing the things that you want to do in life. The things that you are meant to do in life. There's that voice in your head telling you to do things for that reason, right? And that, I mean, I feel like that's why a lot of people say they're depressed, because they're not exactly doing something that they want to do in life. So just get out there and learn, whatever the case may be, right? You want to learn something? Do it. Who's stopping you? Nobody but yourself. You are the only thing that is keeping you from becoming the best that you can be. That's for sure. So get out there, man. Get out there, find you a bike or whatever the case may be that fits you and you feel comfortable on. Learn it. Once you feel comfortable on that thing and you're ready, that you think you're ready to handle some more, upgrade. There ain't nothing in this world that said you can't upgrade, right? I'd rather people start on 250s, 400, 300s, 400s, 500s, all that, because they wanted to learn the bike instead of buying a motorcycle automatically a 1000. A 1000. Everybody wants a 1000, right? A leader bike, or the 600 at least, right? So they can outrun cops or be cool and not be made fun of because it's a trend, right? I'd rather y'all guys be on the smaller bikes and get the hang of it than you get on a bike that you can't handle and you can't do nothing about it, right? And then you're on the news, and then there's your parents crying of why they didn't want you on a motorcycle, right? Truth hurts, guys and ladies, right? We lose too many beautiful souls out there because people push their riding experience. Now, in that area, at some point, you got to push your riding experience to become better. But the highway, traffic, and stuff like that is not the place. Find a parking lot that you can practice. That's the best thing I can say, right? Find a spot, and you know what? I mean, cops are probably gonna roll up and all this other stuff, bother you. Just say, hey, you know what? I'm not trying to be those people on the highway being crazy. I'm just here trying to abide the law and learn in a parking lot where it's controlled, where I'm not in danger of someone else or myself, and then instead of out there doing that, right? It's just me right here, man. And most cops will understand. Some of them are jerks, right? They have that authority, power, freak out. I don't know what they, you know the people I'm talking about. But most of them will respect you saying that, right? Just find a spot, man. But anyways, back to this bike. This bike, man, I'm so glad that I bought this thing, man. This bike is so much fun, man. So much fun. People, stop hating on them naked bikes, man. I promise you, there's some out there that you're like, you would never thought that you would love and enjoy. And these naked bikes are fun. They are super fun, right? And I think everybody thinks, oh well, they don't create as much power, they're detuned or something like that. Yeah, they got it tuned down a little bit, but I promise you, You will see after I get these new tires on, which is right there. Good old Cycle Center of Denton. Man, hit them up. Hit them up. They always got some good prices on their bikes, man. They're always willing to work with some people. There's some good people there, man. Service and everything. They're pretty good people. It's not where I bought this bike, by the way. I wish they had my bike. But once I get these tires on, I will show you that this thing does not slack on power. It is there. It is there. And the good thing is, I don't know if you see, but there is different modes. Suzuki, I forget what it's all called, but you have different modes. A mode, B mode, C mode, right? It's like full power. It's all there, right? You have full control. I agree and disagree, because sometimes technically it's supposed to cut out ABS, but somehow my ABS is still there, and traction control. But I can turn traction control all the way off, and it's there, right? It will go. So it is there. But guys, I'm gonna get off of here so they can get off of here and get this going. Come on, man. Slow driving fools. I'm gonna get off and I'll come back, and we'll start seeing how this bike runs with brand new tires. We got her some good ones. We got some good shoes putting on this bad boy. Got them old Michelins. Maybe we'll walk around and I'll show y'all some of the bikes they got in here. Right? Show some of the love in here. And if y'all are close, come get some of these bad boys, man. They got plenty of options. But I will catch y'all soon, man. See ya.